Hello friend, how is it going? Welcome back to Toyota Maintenance YouTube channel. I have here in front of you 2015 Toyota Corolla LE. She got a bunch of good service today at 106,000 miles, and the last item on the clock is replacing the spark plugs. If you wanna see how I deal with it, stay with me in this video. The only way to get to the spark plugs is remove this beauty cover. It's like on 4 rubber grommets there, so you carefully lift it up. It will not break. It will just pop off. You heard that? And hop! I hope you can see here are the rubber grommets. If you want to make it easier to remove in the future, you can always put tiny bit of silicone grease inside those and it will just pop like no effort needed. Isn't this engine 2ZR-FE beautiful? Isn't she? What do you say? Look at that beauty. That cover is actually not making it prettier. Here where the right beauty lays. So we will be removing the coils. Coils are above the spark plugs. It's a 4-cylinder 1.8 liter engine, so all these 4 needs to be lifted. But first I would like to disconnect these electrical connectors. Let's see what's the condition and if they will go. You push right there where I have that thumb. So that's where you push, and you're supposed to move it away, but it never really works. Some of them will go, some of them not. Let me show you what I do in this case. This is fairly new vehicle, so I'm not worried the tabs will break. But to help to it and not break them, I use this very tiny pick, and on this side towards to you, I will help myself lifting the tab tiny bit, and look, it lets me remove that wire away. Let me repeat that. I pushed hard on them, but they didn't want to go. That little help with this pick helps it. You hear it kind of popping, but it's not broken. It's just the way all this insulation and so on sounds. The tabs are nicely there, they didn't break, and the wire connectors will nicely be holding later on. Alright, this was the number 4. Now, using my power tool, I will remove 10mm bolts, which are holding those coils down. As many of you know, I am perfectionist and I don't wanna mix and match those coils. I believe that it's better to put them where they were. It's because the engine, computer, reading everything all the time, there is a slight chance if you start mixing them, it might purely theoretically trigger the engine, the cell, check engine light. So I will avoid that by all means. I don't want the customer leave and call me in few days that now they have a check engine light on. I will use this paint marker. That reminds me I need a new one, because this one works worse and worse. But it's still there and I will mark them. Okay, didn't I just said it works worse and worse? Now it's dripping. So this is my number 1, 2, 3, and 4. I don't know history of this vehicle. This one, number 3, was actually already replaced. I see this vehicle first time today, but let me show you. The coil number 3 was replaced in the past. I'm sure you will agree. Here we go for the close-up. Observe the detail of each coil. The 3 has a weird print on it. Also this ring for the bolt has silverish, newish color. These ones are kind of greenish surface. So even the 4 has the greenish, no print. This one has a print. Definitely somebody was doing something here in the past. You can mark them like me, or if you don't want to waste your time, you are in so much hurry, you can just place them 1, 2, 3, 4. That's up to you. I do what I do. It's all good. I'm always looking at them. If there are no misfires in the tubes, I'm looking for a possible valve cover gasket tubes leak. Oh, what's going on here? Why the 3 doesn't go up? Aha, well now we have confirmation. Definitely, look at the color again. This is aftermarket. This is not original. I'm assuming this vehicle had the misfires before. I don't know the history, I see it first time today. So I'm looking on everything, because most likely I will be servicing this vehicle for the owners in the future. You can always grab a mirror, preferably it's a visor from Sequoia like I have. And you just peek, look inside of the tubes. If there are no oil leaks, which you will be then telling the customer, hey, watch out. And this is the modern engine, modern vehicle, and it uses the pencil-like or pencil-thin spark plugs. So my normal 5/8 from Snap-on, the deep one, won't work. It's too big. You need to have a spark plug socket, which is a 14 millimeter. So I will attach this one to this Snap-on wobble extension, and let's see what we can do with this baby. So we can just hope this coil will be not in our way, like we know from Priuses. What is it, 3rd gen? You cannot even lift these coils up because it's in the way. So here, yeah, the torque on the spark plug, in my opinion, was correct. Never use power tools on this stage. Always feel it with the hand. This is not what you want to rush. You want to feel the spark plug, the thread. In the case it was seized inside, you will most likely break, especially the thin ones, you will break it. And then you are completely so-called screwed. Can you imagine? You have to take that engine apart, the head, and give it to the machine shop to remove broken spark plug. Now you will be turning and turning and turning this one, because these new spark plugs have super long thread. Here you actually hopefully can see how long it is. I still didn't remove it from that socket. I'm wondering what we will find if they put the correct Densos. Oh yeah, completely wrong spark plugs. Can you believe it? It says Denso IXEH20TT, Iridium TT. It's a made in Japan, but this spark plug doesn't belong in this engine. If you call the dealer or you open your manual, there's supposed to be SC20HR11. It's also fully iridium pencil type spark plug. Let's get it out. Yeah. Again, you can, yeah, it's, hopefully you can see it, right? So you don't touch these tips, that iridium tip. You don't adjust it. It's set at the factory to 1.1 millimeter, and that's where it needs to stay. So some of us will put very small amount of anti-seize to make sure it will never get stuck in that aluminum head. Some of you scream at me from behind the screen. Don't you do that. No, that's wrong. So let's do it today your way. We will not put any 8 ICs on the thread and start right now that correct installation. What is correct installation of the spark plug? How you achieve that? Well, if you buy this package from Denso, it's here in the back. I'm not sure, I probably cannot go closer because of the design of this lens. But basically what it shows, started by the hand. Obviously you cannot put your fingers in the tube, so with the wrench. And then they say when it stops by the hand, you will turn it 1/4 or max 1/2 more. 1/4 is 90 degrees and 1/2 it's 180 degrees of the turn. Let's go start this way they want, and let's see if I will agree on my torque which I normally use. There might be somebody who never did this, so this special socket has a rubber o-ring inside which will hold the spark plug inside. It's not just a 14mm deep socket. So if I enter it in, that rubber holds it for me, it will not fall out. Now we can go and install it together. Now I'm going to be careful, I don't want to bouncing this tip all around here. So just sensibly, carefully, I'm putting it in. And then lay down and start turning it. I try to hold that extension right in the middle of that spark plug tube, not to damage or cross-threaded the threads on the spark plug or in the head. And I'm going by the hand, right? So let's follow the instructions. Some people will use a torque wrench on this. After so many vehicles, I carefully feel it with my hand. I don't use the torque wrench. So I will say, oh no, it's still moving. It's still moving by the hand. And now it really stops. My fingers are slippering on that extension. So let me place that ratchet on it. And I will set it that it's perfectly towards to you and I can see what is 90 or 180. Okay, now it's grabbing, it's set. So I will go 90 first. Well, that's not really much of resistance, but the resistance started right here. 90 degrees, now it's coming on me. Let's keep moving. They said up to 180. And guess what? I might actually agree with it. Based on how much resistance I feel, yeah. It's somewhere between 90. 90 will be minimum. This connector is in my way, so I had it. I still can go quart, 45. Let's feel it. Yeah. So I will say 180 degree. So starting here and coming towards to you all the way feels to me like a correct torque. This spark plug is correctly installed inside and we can put back the coil. I always wipe them off either with my glove or the rag. You put it nicely in. I can already, when it's coming in, plug the connector. Let's hear for the click because I didn't broke the tab. You heard it. Now I can bring one of those 4 bolts. Here's the 10mm long bolt and carefully using my power tool, I will lower the torque from the 2 to the 1. I will nicely, yeah. Now it's all the way in, I can feel it. And we replaced the number 1. Obviously, all the other ones are exactly the same procedure. Will you not say that it was very easy and that it in general it's very easy to work on those 4-cylinder engines? The access is great Everything is right in front of you. You are not hanging on the side of the engine bay and trying to reach somewhere in the back for the number 6 or number 8 spark plug on V66 V8s. This is a breeze, so that's why I made it, so you guys can get inspired if you never did it. Maybe it's time to do that, learn the new skill, how to torque the spark plug. It's on the package, you don't have to remember it. It's on the back. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give it a thumb up, please. And be subscribed. I have way more coming your way soon. Thank you for watching and have a great time, my friend.